What's up, everybody, and welcome to my AEW Collision review. You know what? I decided to do this review tonight. I almost wasn't really going to, but given with all the news going on in the week and whatnot, I do have a few things to say about the Collision and where Collision is really going to go to now at this point. Obviously, I'm sure everybody knows what I may talk about, but it's not about that right now. I spoke more about, obviously, the CM Punk news, more in the All Out review last week. I did go to the United Center last week, so I was there at All Out. But I did a review the next day, so go check out that review online right now on YouTube, the AEW All Out review. But one thing to say about AEW Collision is what's going to happen to AEW Collision. Because one, CM Punk is gone now. CM Punk obviously had a lot of influence. Apparently, was booking a lot of AEW Collision and whatnot. It makes you wonder what's going to happen with this show. Now, apparently, I heard Danielson is more of like a head of it now. So if it's in Danielson's hands, I don't think it'll be that badly. But with AEW Collision, some would say AEW Collision was a better show than AEW Dynamite currently right now. The only thing is they were on a bad time slot, and that was on Saturdays and whatnot. And AEW Collision was giving people a lot of chance on the show that you don't really see on Dynamite, or just had bad booking on Dynamite. Because some would say Punk handpicked a lot of these guys and helped them even look better on AEW Collision, in which he did. Because we had people from FTR on there, or Ricky Starks, or Powerhouse Hobbs, and Andrade, and Miro, House of Black. Just a few names to right off the bat. I know that Collision has really helped out and whatnot, or people that have not really gotten a chance on Dynamite. And just, I've said it before, this is more of the wrestling show than Dynamite is. Because in the past, someone would view this as a Raw and SmackDown type of thing, of Dynamite being more of the sports entertainment, and as for SmackDown, which is Collision, being about more of the wrestling and whatnot. And some would think that and could be comparable, but I do really kind of wonder what is going to happen with this show now without Punk's influence and booking. Because I don't want to see this turn into another version of Dynamite or another version of Rampage, God forbid. But obviously, ratings have even gone down lower for AEW Collision since last week after firing Punk in Chicago, which was honestly still a bad move and whatnot. But then again, WWE Payback was on during that time, and college football is back into play. But I do think Punk also being fired did draw a lot of people away from the show, and that's why the ratings were horrible last week on Saturday. I do believe that him being gone does play a factor into things, but it makes me wonder what's going to happen now with this show. And with AEW Collision tonight, it wasn't a bad show, I will say, for the time being, because a lot of people wonder if this show's even going to be as it once was, or if it's even going to be still around, because given that they fired Punk, last time I remember Warner Bros. Discovery, or one of the executives wanted Punk on this show, so it makes you question what's going to happen. Now, Collision did kick off in Cleveland, Ohio, and Kevin Kelly and Nigel McGuinness were on commentary. John Moxley went against Action Andretti. I know Moxley's from Ohio. I know it's not Cincinnati, but he's from the state of Ohio and whatnot. So this is kind of his people around here in Cleveland. Even though I do kind of sit there and say, like, so they finally put Moxley on Collision, huh? I wonder why that's the case. Really think about it. Because we already know about the victory lap and how bunch of bullshit that was last week. Not with Moxley, but what we're talking about right now, which is the Bucks. But honestly, Moxley versus Andretti, I'm wondering why this is even a match. And even the fans started to turn on Andretti anyways, trying to do Danielson's stomping people's heads in and whatnot. Listen, Moxley was never gonna lose this match, given that he just won this title and he's just kind of running through folks as it is. Which is funny with the international title. It's not like he's facing anybody international now. He's just only fought two guys that are from America. And then again, like I said, it's an Action Andretti. So who really believed he was going to win here? Moxley won, but remember, people, this is the guy that beat Chris Jericho, and a lot hasn't really happened since that. Since that he beat Chris Jericho for a long while. That was a while ago, and even I forget Andretti's even there. But yeah, Moxley won, put him in the Bulldog joke. It was over, but not much of a surprise here. Um, which I'm honestly, I'll say this too. I'm surprised it went even 11 minutes and was so competitive. I know it has long wrestling matches on Collision, but by God, did this match need to go on damn near 11 minutes? Because I'm like, he had a lot of offense in there too. So, kind of makes you wonder. Roderick Strong, we're seeing with Matt Taven and Mike Bennett talking about his friendship with Adam Cole and how he met him and that they were brothers and whatnot, but he feels betrayed by him and he says he's going to win this tournament and beat MGF to become the AEW World Champion. And but he said it won't make him happy because he wants his friend back. So they really are doing the neck brace Roddy thing as much as they can to push this. I will say it's working for him. So it's giving him some type of gimmick and whatnot to help him out. Even though I know it's most everybody saying Roddy's bitching and everything, but it's doing something for him. Chris Statlander went against Robin Renegade. Not much to say from this match. Chris Statlander won, but right after the Renegade twins attacked her. But then we got the return of Jade Cargil. Maybe that'll get some ratings up. But Jade Cargil returned. We haven't seen Jade Cargil since Double or Nothing when Chris Statlander beat her for the TBS title. But Jade came in, took out the Renegade twins, shook Statlander's hand, and then hit her with the Jaded. Fans were happy to see Jade though, so she did kind of come off as a face to the crowd. Fans chanting "Welcome back." So good little surprise there to kind of hype the crowd up a little in this show, given that we haven't seen Jade in a minute. But shit, I was hearing Jade was probably gonna leave, but obviously that's not true. But yeah, Jade is back, so obviously she wants to go back for the TBS title. Why they still have Mark Sterling with her, I will never know. Saraya and Ruby were being interviewed in the back, talking about Tony Storm, saying she's nuts. And Saraya said something about defending the title right now. She's going to find her opponent this Wednesday to see who's going to face her at the Grand Slam event coming up. Eddie Kingston Claudio had a sit-down interview with Tony Schiavone. Basically, I'm talking about the beef. Why is it so much beef with these two? Claudio said he's forgot, but Kingston said, yeah, when you left the Independence and for make-believe land over there, I'm not going to do business with you. And Kingston basically went on to say that he knows who he is and what he goes through, and, he's met his parents and whatnot. And you know what you are, but he wants that Ring of Honor title, and he's willing to put his New Japan strong openweight title on the line too in New York at the Grand Slam event. But Claudio says, "Okay, I'll do all that, but under one condition: you owe me a handshake from over 15 years ago." Claudio says, "Okay, you do remember then, all right? You do remember, and I'll shake your hand then." If that's the case, and say he respects him if he loses. But Claudio said, "May the better man win," and so it's not going to be Kingston and whatnot. So, I know they've been trying to play up to this feud for a while now with Claudio and Kingston not liking each other. I guess it's over a handshake or just Claudio leaving the Indies and going to the WWE at the time. But I did like their match back at that Ring of Honor pay-per-view. That wasn't that long ago. So, at least, like I said, they're really getting this match trying to hype it as big as it is. But the whole "you didn't shake my hand 15 years ago, that's why we're not still friends," or "you went to WWE, we're not still friends." So kind of makes you wonder at the same time. Jay, well, I guess it was supposed to be Jay White versus Grand Metalik next, but apparently Jay White could not make this show, and he had his cardboard cutout thing, whatever version of him. Don't know what happened, but his match was replaced by Bullet Club Gold, Juice and the Gun Club versus Aerostar, Drago, which I knew who Drago was from Lucha Underground. I don't know what he was calling himself now. And Gravity. This was just a showcase match for the Bullet Club. I don't have a lot to say from here. It was Bullet Club versus Lucha Underground, damn near. Okay, so Bullet Club won. CJ Perry, which I don't think they're calling her CJ Perry, Lana. Obviously, she made her debut back last Sunday at All Out in Chicago, but talked about how Miro's lost himself in the TNT title and that you cannot get rid of her. It's this hot and flexible wife and everything. And, I sat on the sidelines for 2 years so you could do what you needed to do. And basically saying she's one of the coldest managers in wrestling. I don't know about that. But she said she will do it again if she has to, since Miro doesn't want anything to do with his wife, which it's just kind of funny after his wife helps him, then he turns on her. But like, dude, we know your wife is and whatnot. So it's like, so he just turned on heel on his wife after she saved him. I don't know. They had some Dark Order video, which once again, they're trying to get away with other stuff with Collision. They start letting the Dark Order on here. So like they said something, I did not care. I just did not care at all. Wasn't even paying attention. But you can tell some of these people why they're on Collision and the case why behind it. So I'm like, yep, look who's bringing it down. The Acclaimed basically had a promo video talking about the scissoring thing, and I guess they're gonna be going to Grand Slam and defending those titles against somebody. So we'll see. Phoenix went against Angelico. Not much to say from here. Phoenix got the win, so showcase match for him. FTR were in the back talking about, they're the tag team champions, but what's next for them? And they said they have an open challenge for anybody that wants to step up. Just come on, you want a title shot? We'll just give it to you. Even though I thought this show was actually building people up instead of just throwing out random title shots and whatnot. You gotta earn your way to get a title shot. But basically here, they offering anyone a title shot right now. Roderick Strong was out there. So he was supposed to go against Darby Allin in this Grand Slam tournament. Darby was on his way to the ring skateboarding, but Christian Cage and Luchasaurus attacked them and basically say you're not even going to be a champion as long as I'm in this company. So Darby was beat up then. Could he make it out there against Roderick Strong? Yes, he did, which I'm actually surprised his match was as competitive as it was. Some sick stuff out here, especially that choke slam off the off the top rope, and then like Darby bounces all the way to the floor, the ground in, which was pretty insane. But great match though overall with Roddy and Darby. I definitely enjoyed it. But ended up with Fox and Nick Wayne arguing with each other, trying to help Darby out, but they ended up getting taken out. Then Darby ended up hitting the coffin drop, but Roddy put his knees up and put into heartache for the end. Nick Wayne checked on Darby after that, but kept having a stare down with AR Fox after that. So obviously there's still tension and beef in that feud, and Webb was going to go on with that. So not really surprised Roddy won here, and he had an out with Christian attacking him. So I kind of figured who was going to win, even though it was a competitive match. You already knew who was going to win this whole thing in general. So yeah, not surprised Roddy won from here. Keith Lee, which God knows when's the last time anybody's seen him, but if he's going to be on Collision, I hope so. Because it's not like he's really doing much on Dynamite. I guess you can't say Colliders anymore, given, like I said, Punk's not here, so no more Colliders. But he said he's on Collision, and he told his opponents one thing: run. So I kind of like a tribute to Wyatt there. Vincent cut some promo video package. There you go. Bryan Danielson was out there for a promo with Tony Schiavone. Danielson talked about his daughter and how that, he would finish up his career once she turned 7. But she's 6 right now, because I feel like this crowd is about to go heel on Danielson's kid for saying that. But Danielson basically saying he's not going to go down quietly. If this is his final year in wrestling, he's going to make it the most epic year that he can in his career. But Danielson said he had a match that he wants, and that'll be a Wrestle Dream on October the 1st. And it'll be against Zack Sabre Jr., a match that was supposed to happen at the Forbidden Door last year before Danielson got hurt. And I've been looking forward to that match for a minute. I was hoping it was going to be a Forbidden Door this year, but it ended up being, Danielson and Okada, which was still great too. But Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. to see who's going to be the best technical wrestler in the world. That's a match that I've been waiting on to see, and I'm really looking forward to that match. Ricky Starks, basically him and Big Bill came out talking about, Danielson trying to take attention from everybody. You're still in the spotlight and stuff. That's why he beat up Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And he said, I'm going to do something in this company that you could never do, Danielson, into your entire career. And, he's hungry and he's been ready. But Danielson said, yeah, you've been more patient. And you have done a lot of speaking and everything. But listen, he brought up his Blackpool Combat Club shirt. Basically say you got to bleed together if you want to be with us and whatnot. And like he was offering Starks a olive branch in the Blackpool Combat Club. But next, Big Bill attacked him then. Ricky pulled him away, but then he started attacking him. John Moxley came for the save against Blackpool Combat Club. And then, Starks started choking out Danielson with his shirt, a la Justin Roberts, um, just choking the hell out of him and everything until he left him in the ring. Obviously, Starks gets some of his heat back after he lost the match on on Sunday and whatnot. So kind of getting a little bit of a come up. It's on Brian here, getting payback. Um, don't know if it is Danielson's last year in wrestling. I'm not really sure if that's the case. Um, we'll see if that does happen, since he said this is his final year. But hey, anything can change during that time. So there you go. But we're gonna see right now. But definitely looking forward to Danielson and Zack Sabre Jr. coming up. Trying to see what else happened after that. I know they interviewed who they interviewed Big Bill talking about his match combo with Moxley this Wednesday on Dynamite for the international title, I should be saying. So he's gonna get a shot at that. Pentagon and Phoenix says I got first, but Pentagon's getting ready for his match with Samoa Joe. Very good match to end off the show with Joe choking him out. After I still think it was hilarious that Pentagon just ran to that table sitting there and Joe just walked away like it's nothing, like, yeah, whatever, and just crashes through the table. Honestly, I'm not surprised who won here. I figured it was going to be Samoa Joe or Roddy in the finals of this whole thing. I feel like Joe will win the whole tournament, though, even though I feel like this tournament hasn't made a lot of sense, just who they put in there. That hasn't really had a lot of wins in general out of this thing, because I didn't watch Rampage yesterday, so I don't know really who else was in it other than the people that won, but I figured they was going to win anyway, so there you go. But still, it's like it's tournaments are always trying to answer everything in this whole company, so like I said, not surprised who won here and who's going to the finals in this tournament. So yeah, Joe versus Roddy is coming up, but still, like I said, good match, but easy to tell who was gonna win this whole thing with Samoa Joe. But yeah, Samoa Joe won. So yeah, that's all I really get to say about Collision. Collision wasn't a bad show. Hopefully, nothing doesn't change too bad with it, but it wasn't bad. It's okay. Solid stuff here and there. So obviously it's pushing the tournament. Jade Cargil returning back. So Jade is back in the building now for AEW. Will she stay on Collision? We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, everything else other than tournament stuff was pretty good. And Claudio and Kingston sit down wasn't bad also. So yeah, not bad stuff with Collision. Hopefully it stays that way and not be bad. But obviously a lot of people just dropped out of Collision nowadays. So can't say I blame them all the way, but we already know why. But other than that, I'm out of here. See y'all then. Comment, subscribe. Already said that. Peace.